And I also want to ask him questions. I want to know if his murder actions in the past have actually informed purposeful decisions, if they've worked, if they've been functional. But I don't know if that's where this choice is going to go. And this is where these choices in all these games are so important. Let's do it. How often do you do this? You seem very sure of yourself. Perfect. Excellent. I don't advocate genocide so often, but I've killed thousands of times. How do you know it won't go horribly wrong? You're being so headstrong about this. It won't go wrong, because I've been through the situation enough to know how everything will go. This is a completely different world than you've ever been to. You've told me. Every world has some similarity to another. Ours doesn't. Ours is just an exception which proves the rule. That's nonsense and you know it. Might be. I think that was a good start. He's certainly entertaining me now. Play in my court. Let's go again. Remind him of the speech he did not listen to. Remind him of the mother country Gabrea or the militaristic border country Ferdia. Nah, I'm not playing in his court. You're coming in my world. If you consider this president's speech. Honestly, not really. What? That's something you most definitely have to do before proceeding in negotiations. You gotta listen. Well then, it's a good thing I'm not planning to negotiate. We didn't even hear the entire thing. We got the deadline, and that's enough. What about his conditions? Doesn't matter, I've heard it all before, Winter. Nothing will be different this time. You're being so bullheaded. What if something he mentioned revealed the key to convincing him? Don't worry about it. In my experience, such speeches aren't so telling. Speeches are everything! Ugh, experience is not everything. It's better than nothing. We had something! You're talking about better than nothing. We had something! Speeches aren't nothing. No matter how good my start is, if I stumble 1 foot in, then... No, cool it! Cool it. This isn't over yet. Insult him? Tempting. Very tempting. I think it's time for some passion. I think we've opened ourselves a hole in his heart. We've broken through his veil in one way at least. And so I think we should try to punch through that. You know, I'm actually trying real hard here. Oh, Winter, that's not what I wanted you to do. I mean, I know that I'm inexperienced, I know that I'm foolish. Oh, I shouldn't have made that choice because Winter is... She's not super confident in herself. I know that. Winter, it's not... It is the truth, sir. Please don't try and pity me again. You see, I know that I have weaknesses. I even know that I have more than just those two. I'm still trying though, despite those things. I'm being as strong as I can. I want to give it my all. I want to have your kind of confidence, but in knowing that every other suggestion would fail before I even consider killing, and at such a large scale, I want to think of murder as an absolute last resort, rather than as an immediate solution. I might be championing ideal, but I know I'm not entirely wrong. I feel that the situation must have a better solution, a solution which nobody dies. So for goodness sake, sir, don't think of me as just pathetic and stupid. Try to take me a bit more seriously. And for the love of God, Cyrus, you have a great solution. Like, it's sound, it makes sense, it works. It is definitely not the best solution at all. It is probably the worst solution, but it is a solution, and it is something we can wait on. We can do it later, before we commit to such a huge, huge action. Let's think of some other stuff first. I don't think you're pathetic or stupid. Oh, come now. No, listen. I think you're an incredible person, Winter. You want me to listen? You listen first, excuse me? Listen. Are you making fun of me? Incredible? Seriously? Listen? Telling me to listen? I said that wrong. It was a little weird. I'm sorry. You have a lot of strength. Not many students would be so rebellious. Yeah, I punched you in the gut earlier. Hope your guts still feel it. But Winter, it's also your detriment. You can't just go off on inner strength alone. Things are more complicated than that. These worlds are different. It is fact that I know more about them than you do. So just trust me, alright? I don't think that I can. How should we proceed from here? I suppose the best thing would be to back off from more personal matters? I don't need to ask him if he's thinking the worst case scenario, because we know that that's the case. This is the, well, we could acknowledge it to him though, and that could be important. And we could also consider other options. I don't really want to deconstruct his plan. That could be helpful too. What'll be the most helpful for us in the immediate moment? Do we have other options to even consider? Or am I just gonna fumble this? I'm gonna consider other options and put a hell of a lot of faith that Winter can follow through with this. Winter, I need you to follow through on this. Do not make me look like an idiot. What other options may there be? It certainly doesn't have to speak well for your case when you have to ask questions like that. I didn't want you to ask questions like that! Damn it! It's not what I just want to know if you were capable of having any other plans. Fair enough. Use it against him. I love it. Love it! Good play. Oh, trying to convince Gabrea within Barnaby's time limit would be futile. It would take too long. Even with teleportation magic and everything? It's planar shifting, Winter. You do well to remember that. Teleportation magic! At any rate, one way or another, we're gonna have to find the president. What we do to him, well, isn't that what you're trying to change my mind on? Do you think we could rally the people against Barnaby's choice? While many are against him, it's clear that Barnaby's actions, that their voices are unheard. Although we could try to focus their efforts, it's likely it would accomplish nothing. You are sure about that? Not completely, to be honest, but even if he would listen, we'd have a lot of trouble getting enough people together in such a short amount of time. Is that all? We could also start a straight riot, distracting the higher echelons by creating dissent below. This would very likely prevent the launch, but it would be awfully chaotic. Sounds dangerous. Quite. Lastly, we could draw our trump card. Saying that we are from space! We don't want to do that. No, we do not, but it's always an option. There's certainly other things that could be done, but these are a few more choices that one might consider. What to ask next? I have to remember my questions themselves can speak for or against my position. Keeping that in mind... Hold it! What? I could tell you're thinking of another question to ask me. Well, I have no more time. I'll have no more of that. It's about time I get to ask my own questions. Is that your question? My answer is no. Don't get smart, girl. If you're gonna argue a position, then you'd best be prepared to defend it. Alright, let's go. It's your turn. I had my turn. I asked my questions. Might not have been the best ones, might not have been the most constructive ones, but they were for me, okay? They were for me, not for any of these people. That wasn't part of the deal. Deal for you to convince me? What does that have to do with who asks the questions? Come on, Winter, we can answer some questions. You can do it. It's not that. Well, here it is. Why are you doing this? Well... Last week I talked with someone about what the difference between a moral cause and a just cause is. And now I'm completely blanking on what that difference is. They just seem so similar to me in a lot of ways. I'm going to oblige. I'm not going to leave him without an answer. That's not fair to him. He's answered my questions. For a just cause, I guess. That's fair. I deserved that. I guess my ideas of justice and normal ideas of justice don't necessarily line up with the law. I said it's against the law, isn't that? Didn't I? I totally meant for a moral cause. It doesn't matter where we are, isn't it right that ours is the only perfectly successful system in all of known existence? The code that I've been raised with has kept me safe, has kept me well, and has guided me here. Laws are bendable for mediations, Winter. Man, I want to go back and remake that choice. I gotta follow through. I've made this bet. I'm gonna lay in it. So what? Order hasn't been maintained back home through the bending of rules? Certainly if someone makes a move on my life, I may defend it, but that doesn't give me the go-ahead to start anything. That's it then? You'll stick to the rules no matter what? Till something proves better than the oligarchy's word, I'll listen only to them. Ugh, that's not the Winter I wanted at all. Poop. Man, I wanted a moral Winter. He says it with a hint of finality, which I take. I'm sorry, Winter. I can't, with sound mind, allow you to stop me. No, listen. While I respect your ardor, I find your position to be ultimately unfounded, which is fair. I took a position that I don't agree in either. If not that, you don't seem to be capable enough to handle any sort of resolution under these constraints. This is not a thing that's about following the rules of the law. This is about I meant justice in a form of extrajudicial justice, I guess. Beyond the law. My own personal, moral... Arrgh. Damn it. Tripped over my own feet there. Whether you are for or against me, my plan will carry on with what little time we have left. I'm sorry, Winter! I'm sorry I failed you on this. Made you think incorrectly. You're too naive if you have to ask me that. I made my Winter is too naive if you're asking that. You idiot, you jerk ass, I hate you. I hate you, you're a beast, you're a wretched, abhorrent thing. Are you done? Can I just let it end like this? Wait. Still something I can do. I can literally force him with the one command he's allowed me. Should I even do that? I followed his rules and lost the argument. Don't do it. We're not in a position. I can't go back on my loss. Fair and just. I have to listen to him. I lost the battle, and so... Which is a weird way of putting it. I guess I kind of lost to him. Grit my teeth and squeeze his fist. Squeeze my fists. After all that effort, it all amounts to nothing. Oh, I feel so defeated. I refuse to invest any more heart into this. It's out of my hands. I'm just here to watch, yeah? If Cyrus wants to go around murdering people and being a terrible person, then I guess that's his prerogative. I'll just consider this an example of how not to be a proper mediator. That's all we can do, Winter. Yeah, whatever. I must say that the thing that I hate the most about this, that he isn't entirely wrong. Not about the murdering, he's definitely wrong, no question. It's just that I really don't know anything. Cyrus is a mentor. He's been doing this for a while, evidently from the candor in his voice. He's good at it, too. Even if I took the lead in the face of my inexperience, anything I suggest is likely to fail. It's so frustrating. Winter, I will follow you, but I hope you know that I won't be killing anyone. This is your bloodstained proposal, not mine. I'll watch, and I won't help. That's all you're here for. That's right, I'm only here to watch and learn, that's all. It's such... I stopped talking, just stare at him instead. Ugh. We need to find a library. Really now? We need to find out where the president is. We've visited this world before, but not this country. We don't know where the government office is, or even if that's where the president will be. We need to learn more, and quickly. Okay, let's do it. Turns runs off to a woman passing by, one of several women and men who seem to have begun filling the streets as the president's address assumably ends. I didn't exactly have the urge to flee just now or anything, although I wouldn't mind going home and ignoring all this. Demanding a withdrawal is a failure, though, so I'll stick with it.